I wonder what kind of Pokemon await us in Master Ball Challenge Cup Blindfolded. We're gonna get a glorious team of some of the best Pokemon we've ever witnessed, for me, heard. Or do we get a bunch of stinkers? Pokemon that don't have what it takes to win easily, quickly, or even proudly. We leave that answer to this Rapidash. Going toe-to-toe with a Heracross. We definitely outspeed.
Here's the first move.
And we're swift about it.
What will the trainer do now? That didn't accomplish much.
You'd be surprised at how much damage a Mega Horn does to a fire type. Swift was our left move, Fire Blast was opposite. It's very typical for a single type Pokemon to have a normal attack opposite of their same type attack bonus. So, Swift left, Fire Blast right.
Oh, it's Crobat!
Crobat is interesting. I do want to switch rather than commit. They're going to be faster, so they might even go for Fly. And if they do, I would just be wasting a Fire Blast PP.
Oh, it's Golduck!
Golduck's great. I like Golduck. There's that Fly I predicted. Great move here would be Icy Wind, Blizzard, any of my water moves, Psychic, Ice Punch. Ice Punch? Let's go. He's kind of in the same boat. Rather than a normal type attack, my coverage was opposite. So if I have Ice Punch left, probably have a water move right. And it is Surf. Those are two really powerful moves. My Golduck. This is already shaping up to be a team where I would just run the top row. Golduck with Ice Punch Surf coverage, Rapidash with some Fire Blast action. Oh no! That's obnoxious. I guess I'm gonna forego learning what my third Pokemon is by the end of this fight, and just kind of guarantee a win here. Their last is either a Flying type or a Bug type. So after they Fly here, I'm gonna go for Swift. I'm gonna eat this up, and then hope I'm not Quick Claw. Him saying it was a good hit means that it dealt a lot of damage. So I might be a little susceptible to something like a Pinsir, right? If I missed Fire Blast, Pinsir would be able to KO. Maybe Caesar wouldn't. Scyther might be able to KO right now. There's the Pinsir. So this was the benefit of switching, is now I'm already switched in for the Pokemon I'm hoping to KO. And we didn't miss the 1 in 6. Fire Blast is 85% accuracy. 5 and 6 is like 83.3 repeating, so it's kind of like a 1 in 6 to miss. We get to continue and we don't learn our last, but that's fine. Golduck should be able to sweep, just flat out. In fact, I'm going to pick Rapidash as my secondary. Rapidash will be helpful against a Steel type, like Caesar, Steelix. Golduck already going to be fine against anything. It might struggle against something like Nidoking, Kabutops. But I imagine we 2-KO anything that we don't one-shot. And most things we faced are going to get one-shot. Take Aerodactyl, for example. If this Surf didn't KO, what are we doing? Now, a boost would explain why we didn't KO. They didn't get the boost. Aerodactyl gets one shot here,
Taken down with
then it stands to reason every other Pokemon they have in this fight that is weak to water will get one shot.
right off the bat. Oh, it's Rhydon.
Rhydon certainly can't live a Surf.
The number of remaining Pokemon is 3.
It would benefit me to learn my third here, and then switch back to Golduck. But let's wait until we're absolutely sure we win this fight.
Super effective. Wow, a single hit brings it
Don't want
down.
to lend ourselves to an Earthquake crit. Earthquake crit.
Into a one-sided battle. Oh, it's Donphan.
I was expecting Donphan on the squad.
Pokemon.
Let's see, I'm taking one
Number
Ancient
of remaining
Power.
Pokemon is 3 to 1.
I lose the Continue if I switch to an Electric type. It doesn't make sense to switch, even though we do need to learn some more Pokemon. A Continue's a Continue. A Continue can teach you more about your team. It costs you nothing to go for the Surf here. So that's 2 fights down with very limited team learning. For how good these Pokemon are, I don't mind it. Like I said, these 2 Pokemon I would run in pretty much every fight for the remainder of the run. We're gonna have to learn some more, though. Getting through the 3rd fight without an Electric type is very challenging. And I don't think Psyduck's gonna join the squad for that one. Psyduck. Golduck. I'm thinking about the Golduck I had that had Psybeam. That was a pretty fun run. So let's go 3, 4, 5. We don't know anything about this team, but we've got 2 continues. So we're almost guaranteed to find something of value. Aerodactyl's great against exactly Jinx. It's also good against Poliwrath, but I wasn't expecting a Poliwrath lead. I'll stay in. What do we got? They switch, too, so if I go for Ancient Power here and they go to, like, Lapras, we can get the KO.
Oh, it's Golem!
Golem? What?
What's the opening game?
Stealing would have been very helpful here. Oh no. You're forcing me to stay in. If I have Steel Wing, I win this.
What now?
They Quick Claw. That's fine. This is a good turn for them to Quick Claw. Take that. Alright, we're not going to be able to stay in then.
These Pokemon are equally fit. There's plenty of fight left in both of them.
Takedown guarantees we don't have any coverage that I want. Gosh, I don't want to... I hate losing the boost, but I gotta switch. Grass type would be amazing here.
The trainer's switching Pokemon.
Just about the best thing we could hope for. Electric type would be a disaster.
Oh, it's Ursaring.
Ursaring's right in the middle. Ursaring could have Ice Punch.
What's this?
Could have Earthquake. Could have Dig. All these are good moves.
What impact will
I'm actually going to go away from what I would think my normal attack would be to try and find the
What
coverage.
would do? Great hit.
See, I don't know if that's me. No, it's him. That's him.
Purifying roar.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Tail and ran. Oh, it's Lapras. How will
Lapras.
this Pokemon battle in place of
It's
its
fine.
jettisoned teammate?
Jettisoned teammate. Unfortunately, I took 2 rollouts, so... Oh, nice. No! I found the Hyper Beam.
Ride that surf.
I was faster when I wasn't expecting to be.
That's a hit. Oh, it
Dang.
has no strength left.
Not looking good for me.
That tail
A
will
grass
bring
type isn't
out
even
a
good
new
enough now
Pokemon.
because Lapras has ice moves.
Oh, it's Electro.
Electrode's good. The issue is I will definitely get switched on.
The number of remaining
So I
Pokemon
don't know what
is
my game
2
plan
to 3.
is. I'm gonna find one move and then I'm gonna quit this fight because I cannot win.
Here comes the Pokemon switch.
I just want to find my electric move and then I'm out.
The Pokemon appears with a cry.
Truthfully impossible for Aerodactyl to win from here.
There's the attack.
We found the electric move.
That caused no damage
I do
at
want
all.
to find if I have an explosion or something.
Pokemon switch affects the flow of battle. What now?
My own rollout or your own rollout?
What's next?
My own rollout.
That did little damage. Oh, that
Oh
was
no.
weak. The White Hot battle
I went
continues.
first. No, the quick claw. That's so funny.
How's that? The hit landed
The quick
right
claw
off.
went and
That
missed.
didn't accomplish much.
So I
What's
thought I
next?
had been the one that went for a rollout and missed,
light hit.
which would have been good. Then it was bad.
They're both
only
hanging
bad.
tough.
We're just sitting here. I can't even quit.
The commands
I'm
are
forced to
made.
sit through the rollout animation. I'm losing so
What
much
we do?
time.
A light attack. Ah, that
Alright, I
didn't do
think I'm
much.
gonna lead my last.
There's the attack. Hit. That was good.
Going into the next
It's a
fight.
fierce battle. They go into battle mode. What now? That was a glancing blow. It's not very effective. What's next? Whoops, that missed. The heated action continues.
They missed. No.
How's that? Great hit. Oh, that was weak. It hung on by the skin of its teeth.
There's no
What's
way.
this? That did little damage.
There's no way.
The crowd's excitement is building from this heated battle.
Okay, now I have to pick a move. That was my stage 5. Suddenly I'm in a position where I can win and I don't like it. I need to find an attack. Swagger would be fine too.
What'll it do?
Quick Claw.
Yes, it's a hit.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and
How many
down
Quick
he
Claws
goes.
did this stupid golem hit? That's so unfair. I mean, I said I can't
Just
win,
one
but
Pokemon remains.
technically I could have Bright Powder, I can
Pokeball
crit
will
with
reveal its Pokemon.
Hard
This is
Stone,
the last Pokemon.
get the
There's a
KO.
big HP difference between the
If I'm
two
Fly, I
combined.
probably don't win.
There's the attack.
Quick Claw, unbelievable.
A vicious hit.
Just
Thrill
absolutely
no
unbelievable.
weakness.
How many Quick Claws was that? 5 in a single fight? Do you know the odds
The battle.
for how many turns that was? Not to mention, one of those rollout turns could have been the golem, and I just didn't know because I was just waiting. So it could have been 6 turns of rollout Quick Claws. I hate this game, y'all. How do you deal with RNG of this magnitude? So we're going our last. Then we grab Electrode. I've already forgotten my 4th. My 4th was a Pokemon. Because I led Aerodactyl, and then I switched, and the rollout hit. And the rollout hit. Straight up, I don't remember my team. Electrode had to have been 5th, right? Ursaring. Ursaring with Roar, that's right. Okay. So then last, that. And I think I'm picking Aerodactyl over Ursaring. It's not ideal. If we lose this continue, we can still play again, and then I'll pick Ursaring over Aerodactyl. But Aerodactyl's good against Gengar. Aerodactyl's good against Poliwrath and Lapras. I guess I should take a water move here rather than switch.
There's the shot.
Nice. That's really helpful.
What will the trainer do now?
Just Waterfall.
A light
Take it.
attack. They're both hanging tough. There! Thunderfuck! Bullseye! It managed to hang
No!
in there. It healed itself with a
No!
paralysis
It was a
cure berry.
paralyzed too!
What's next? It withstood
Butt
that
slap.
easily. Accuracy is down. It's a fierce battle. Okay.
This guy.
There's the attack. Right. That's a hit. Oh,
Alright, let's see if you've got the golem. Let's see it. Come on.
That will bring out a new Pokemon. Oh, it's Lapras!
Okay. I accept.
Sparks are flying from both
Here comes a
competitors.
Surf. Yeah, I want a healthy Gengar, because even though it's not great, it's going to be better than Rollout Electrode at beating Golem, if they have a Golem. I think we just got to switch into the
Both
Surf.
get ready to go.
One Thunder's not going to be enough,
Here
but we could
comes
crit.
the Pokemon Switch. Oh, it's Electro! What'll it do? Yes, it's a hit! What impact will this Pokemon Switch have on the battle? The Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball. Oh, it's Golem!
I have nothing that beats a Golem except Golduck.
That
That's
caused
really
no
obnoxious.
damage at all. How will this newly switched out Pokemon fare?
Well, I can beat Lapras with Gengar and Aerodactyl.
What's this? Oh,
That's another Quick Claw, by the way.
Miracle.
Oh, that would explain it too. You know, that's valid.
The crowd's excitement
I neglected to consider that I had Mirror Coat. That would explain the speed there. So maybe not all Quick Claws, but definitely a disproportionate amount. There was at least 3 Quick Claws in that last fight, for sure. Because I did not click Mirror Coat for that one.
They're eyeing each other warily.
This is so dumb, but I think I have to roll out.
What now? Hit! That was good!
What?
Oh, a blow to the weak spot! How's that? The hit lands right off. It's not very effective.
Bro, you can't be Quick
They're
Clawing
both hanging tough.
and critting. Holy crap.
What's next? That was a glancing blow. Ah, that didn't do much. What'll it do? Right, that's a hit. Down it goes. Which Pokemon will join the battle now? This Pokemon is rejoining the battle. The white-hot battle continues. Look at that swagger. Oh, its confusion made it tougher. There's the attack. That's it. Oh, it collapsed. There's only one Pokemon left to come out. Oh, it's Aerodactyl. It's down to the last Pokemon now. They prepare for battle. It used its attraction. Hey, it became attracted to the opponent. Aha, it's confused no more. What's this? A savage hit. Drilled a weakness. There are no more remaining Pokemon. And there goes the battle. We've been blessed with a succession of hotly contested battles here in Pokemon Stadium. The roar of the crowd signals the start of the 3rd round. They go into battle pose. Which Switching Pokemon. That Pokemon must not have been the right choice. Oh, it's Feraligatr. Here's the first move. A light hit.
Sure, I'll take it. What a wild run this is. Just the craziest RNG to have an instant confusion break. Didn't get attracted.
Oh, it's Electro.
But now we got a normal team that I can beat with this squad.
What now?
Unfortunately, I picked Golduck because my new plan was just bait the rollout, hit the surf. Now we have a new issue. If they still have Golem... Thank goodness. Alright. We also had to hit the Thunder, but we did. Golduck can potentially beat Jinx, but it's not ideal.
The Pokemon emerges from its Pokeball. The number of remaining Pokemon
So,
is 3.
it's claiming that Surf did good damage, and I don't dispute that. I just don't know if it did enough damage for Mirror Coat to be enough here. Because we do need to earn a continue back, but I also don't know how I win safely.
A sharp attack.
Good.
That was good.
That's a KO.
Mirror Coat. A crushing blow.
It's not a
The
KO.
hot battle is unfolding.
It's risky to hit a Thunder here, but switching is also just a losing play.
Vicious attack. That's a hit.
We got there.
Yes, it's going down. Is there any way of stopping
There's
it?
very few Pokemon I would switch from here.
Oh, it's Lapras. This is the last Pokemon.
So we don't get our continue back, but we still got a good squad, so we can get it back in the next 2 fights.
There's the shot. A powerful blow.
Hitting that was the most important step here.
Ride that surf.
I accept this loss.
That's it.
The loss of
Now
Electro.
it goes.
I do not accept losing this fight. Aerodactyl is well equipped.
That fail
take down
will
a
bring out
Lapras.
new Pokemon. This Pokemon is rejoining the battle. The number of
Also, does
remaining
someone want to explain to me
Pokemon
why I
is
picked
2 to
a
1.
Pokemon that perfectly counters Golem, and suddenly they're not making Golem anymore?
Right, that's a hit.
Does anyone want to explain that? Huh?
The last Pokemon goes
Is the game
down.
cheating? No continues, and a very RNG fight up ahead, but we have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl doubles as effective against the fighting types, and resistant to the normal types. However, a lot of normal types have good coverage. You'll have your Zap Cannon, Porygons, Blizzard. You'll have the wary Surf Snorlax, don't ask me how. Kangaskhan's with Ice Punch. I don't think Ice Punch Kangaskhan is a thing in round 1. Either way, Aerodactyl is far from a free fight, but certainly a fun one. Let's lead Golduck. I don't want Gengar. I don't want Ursaring. I guess I pick Electrode? Electrode's probably bait. Let's go... Electrode's good against Poliwrath, I suppose. Electrode's probably better than Rapidash in a vacuum.
The battles are intensifying to a
Fire
fever
Blast is
pitch.
more accurate.
This is round 4.
It's probably the same damage. I don't think I'm going to lose to Heracross. You'd pick Rapidash if you were worried about Heracross, but it's nearly impossible to lose to Heracross with this
That is the
Aerodactyl.
What will the other side do?
I'll take a headbutt.
Hit! That was
Kidding me?
good. They're
Deal.
both hanging tough. Ride that, sir.
That surprises me.
Nail the weak spot.
That genuinely surprises me.
There it is. Knockout.
I must be Mystic Water for that to 2 a KO. For him to say the name of Surf, that had to have been in KO range. The crit didn't matter, presumably. Which means it was a 2 a KO, which means I have to have a boost. Yeah. This is what I'm most afraid of anytime I go into this fight. Let's see if we're dealing with a Body Slam Snorlax before we switch. Snorlax means we don't get a continue, but if it's Headbutt, we have a chance. I'm going for Attract is hopeful. This would be a good time for a Hyper Beam, I suppose. Give us a couple turns with Ancient Power. All things considered, I'm happy to hear Strength. Strength means they don't have too many coverage moves that are strong. Less likely to have Blizzard. The same shit. That does not bode well. Is there Berry Juice? I don't think I get the 2 a KO here. Do break through the first time. Boost would be welcome. Sure. Yeah, I'll race this. I am very convinced this Ancient Power will not KO. Yeah. Now I need to switch because I can't afford to take more damage. I need to make sure I have a Wing Attack user against their fighting types. Switching into a Strength doesn't feel great, but Thunder should be in range after Surf and 2 Ancient Powers and 1 Berry Juice. Because if Ancient Power brought it into half, right, maybe that's just indicative of Surf. But the announcer said the move was a light hit, so it had to have done 25%, and Ancient Power had to have done the same. And there's the crit that loses me the game. So now I need to hit Thunder immediately instead of getting a buff return. It wasn't even range because of the Berry Juice. Fine. I'm gonna lead Golduck going into this last. I'm not sure what Golduck is gonna accomplish on their last, because there are some last Aerodactyl I actually can't beat. I think the main thing is I do have Ice Punch, so for whatever reason, if I feel like I can't win with Aerodactyl alone, at roughly half health, I can go for an Ice Punch freeze. That would be my out. I'm just hoping to hear Heracross. That's fine. This is really good for me now. I go for the Ice Punch. I will confess we didn't learn where our flying move was, so this could be a disaster. Okay. It honestly might be in my interest to switch here. I think Ice Punch is 2 a KO. Plus they might go for Solar Beam, so we get a turn to look for our flying move. Attract was right. We do know for a fact my up is my flying move. Fusion is fine. Not an easy fight, but it is a win. They do confirm it's Wing Attack. Yeah, right was Attract when we used it on the Golem. We did learn that it wasn't right. That was the main thing. I knew I was going to click up, I just couldn't remember why. It was because of the Attracts. Still no continue, but I'm not sweating. Top row is looking really good for this next fight. We have our standard Aerodactyl lead. Great against the fires, great against the grass. We have a new front runner. Golduck, good against the fires, fine against the grass. And then we have the ideal switch. In fact, let me make sure I don't make a mistake. I want to make sure that I go to Rapidash second once they set up the sun and go to a grass type. Then I can just go for 2 Fire Blasts and win. It's the fastest way to win. Ancient Power, switch, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Instead, they give me a Victory Bell lead, so I guess we'll just hit this Wing Attack. I should go for a boost, probably. Like, go for Ancient Power. But in case Wing Attack crits, that would be very beneficial as well. Take no damage. They opt for the Sunlight, which is good. So again, if they go to a Grass type after this, I just switch to Rapidash and hit the Fire Blast. Unfortunately, whatever Grass type they go to will have Solar Beam, and Solar Beam will do more than you'd expect. But we should still win.
Oh, it's Meganium.
Yep. Game's the weakest Solar Beam user, thankfully. Unfortunately, it has the most potential to KO Rapidash. It can learn Earthquake. It can learn Body Slam. All it takes is one miss and a Body Slam paralyzed, and suddenly I'm in the losing position. We learned this in the first fight. Swift left, Fire Blast right. Don't expect to switch even if you had a Fire type on the end here. Fire Blast is not normally a KO according to that. The announcer does not take into account stat changes, like plus defense, minus special. I don't think there's anything that gives minus special in Stadium. Stadium 2. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that reduces special attack.
The number of remaining Pokemon is
Thinking about it now.
1. This battle has become one-sided.
Bottom line is, they don't care about the stat changes, and they don't care about the weather. This is normally a KO, is what that suggests. Fire Blast would normally KO a Exeggutor from full, but not Meganium. And just like that, we have our Continue back. Exactly how I told it, the only difference was it was 2 Wing Attacks into Fire Blast, Fire Blast. My original expectation was Fire type lead, Ancient Power, switch, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. But the 5th fight is really dependable if you have at least something that can deal with the fire types that isn't a water type, and having a fire type. Because then your very typical fights will go exactly how that went. You're going to have a favorable lead matchup, and then you just switch to the Pokemon that wins the rest of the fight. So 1 Continue in the bank will make this much easier. I am struggling to think how I don't pick Electrode, Golduck, Aerodactyl. Every best team boils down to a water type, electric type, and a physical attacker. But usually, at the very least, a water type, electric type. Those are always reliable. Jinx lead could be tricky. They are incentivized to go for Psychic, just like the last one. Blizzard hits, so that guaranteed KOs with Mirror Coat.
Mirror Coat! What impressive impact! Whoa, that was fast! It's down
Good start for us. If they have any water types, this will be very annoying, because now we have a very weak Electrode.
Right from the start. Oh, it's Heracross!
Yeah. I got just the switch for you, buddy. Please don't have a Golem. Although if you have a Golem, it's fine. It's just a little dicey taking 2 Mega Horns. Because Mega Horn does 3 a KO Aerodactyl. So 1 crit and I'm out.
What's this? That didn't do much.
We avoided the crit.
How will this Pokemon switch affect the flow
I'm
of
tempted
battle?
to go for Ancient Power because if they go for Endure, Wing Attack won't KO anyway. We reduce the chance that they KO us with Quick Claw Reversal. And if they switch, Ancient Power is good. This only really loses to Crit Mega Horn, assuming they stay in. So I think I'm going to Ancient Power here.
Here comes the
Yeah.
Pokemon
This switch is going to feel good, though. Pending.
Oh, it's Ampharos!
Sure. More damage off. I don't have an answer for Ampharos.
How's that? Great hit!
Did good damage, though. Gotta go back to Electrode, unfortunately.
Pokemon fair.
Not gonna get a continue, and definitely not guaranteed to get a win.
Returning to its Pokeball.
But I imagine if I don't die to this Thunder,
This Pokemon is
and I
back
hit
for
one of my
another go.
attacks, Surf plus Ancient Power will KO.
What'll it do?
Thunder
That
Punch
didn't
definitely not
accomplish
gonna KO.
much. What impact
It might be
will
correct to go
Pokemon
for
have
roll
on
out for
that?
the guaranteed damage, but I think Thunder is more damage.
What now? No,
Yeah.
that didn't connect.
Alright,
There! Fire!
sure.
Yes, it's a hit! There it is! Knockout!
We're setting ourselves up to win. If any of you are familiar with like typical
Will bring out a new
VGC,
Pokemon.
Pokemon Showdown, right?
Oh,
Simple
it's Golden!
battle plans, right?
Two Pokemon remain on
You know
each
that a
side.
very viable way to win a fight is to have one Pokemon that you know that can set up, that you know can beat most of their Pokemon. A good example would be like if you had a Hawlucha,
A sharp attack.
and the opponent had something like a Nidoqueen.
The heated
Like a
action
Nidoqueen would be a
continues.
problem for a Hawlucha.
Ride that
But once you got
surf.
the Hawlucha weak enough,
Right, that's a hit. Yes, it's going down.
or not the Hawlucha, once you got the Nidoqueen weak enough, Hawlucha would likely be able to get a KO with like acrobatics if you're doing that kind of setup.
Pokemon remains. The Pokemon appears
And so even though you have a
in the
bad
down to
matchup
the
against
last
exactly that one
Pokemon now.
Pokemon, all you need to do is weaken it.
One Pokemon is
It's the same thing here.
capable of
Aerodactyl
going
wins
up.
this fight
The
outright.
other one looks tired. There's the attack. A light tap.
It's going for a cheeky freeze.
Mega.
Oh no.
That missed.
Every miss gives them a chance to go for reversal quick claw and win.
Two combatants. What's next? The hit glanced right off. There's the shot.
Okay.
That's it. Down it goes.
This is ultimately going to come down to, do they have quick claw and do they have reversal? They could also have bright powder, but
Only one Pokemon left for battle.
whatever they go for here,
This Pokemon is
I don't
rejoining
lose
the battle.
immediately to bright
This
powder.
is the last
Like I have
Pokemon.
another turn. Like nothing one-shots me here if they have bright powder. Except crit Mega Horn, of course.
Wing attack.
They don't even give us the chance. We just win.
There are no
Alright.
more remaining Pokemon.
A lot of ways this next fight can go.
There goes the battle.
We have an Ursaring with Hyper Beam. That can one-shot an Alakazam. That can do some damage to an Espeon. We have Swift Rapidash so that we don't have to worry about Mud Slaps, Flash, Smokescreen, Double Team, Minimize. It's also good against Exeggutor. It's good against Jinx. Aerodactyl seems like an obvious choice. What do we lead with? Probably Electrode, right? Definitely Aerodactyl second. It's hard to say if any one of my remaining Pokemon I want to pick here is better or worse. They all have their merits. I think it makes the most sense to pick Golduck. I'm going to think about Ursaring for a moment. Ursaring's a little bit better against a lot of these Pokemon. Let's give him the spotlight. Let's do it. I might have a harder time against exactly Exeggutor, but Wing Attack is positioned to 2-KO.
Still look ready for more.
Very typically you'll 2-KO with Wing Attack, so there's nothing to really think about. There's the Alakazam.
vicious attack.
Good.
Yes, that was good.
Been in this exact position before.
Miracle. That's a
I've been on the receiving end of this.
It went down as soon as the battle
Alakazam
started.
does not like Mirror Coat from exactly Electrode. So that's a great start for us.
To a vicious battle right off the bat. Oh, it's Gengar.
Gengar, huh?
The number of remaining Pokemon is 3-2. This battle's outcome is
If they have
still
Zap
far
Cannon, it
from
could be
certain.
really sketchy. I'm gonna go ahead and throw away my Electrode.
A sharp attack. No, that didn't connect.
No need to go for a continue.
A psychic blast.
Okay,
Great hit.
sure. Psychic reduces the chance they have Zap Cannon. Sap Cannon, that's a grass move. No, Zap. Zap Cannon.
That KO will
So
bring out a
Aerodactyl's
new
looking
Pokemon.
fine. It could still have coverage, but Psychic significantly reduces the chance that it has something super effective.
2 Pokemon remain on each
I
side.
don't to a KO, I'm pretty confident, but I could get a boost.
There's the attack. Hit. That inflicted some damage.
Darn. So it begins. I can't afford to miss any more Ancient Powers.
The white-hot battle
Yeah, I
continues.
can afford to miss one. If the last is something I can Ancient Power,
A show of ancient power. Whoops. That missed.
fascinating. I'm actually incentivized to go for Ancient Power because
It raised its
it might be
advantage.
because of
It's a fierce
Hardstone, which I do think I have. It might be because of Hardstone that it was in range.
wing attack.
Apparently not.
That's
Good.
it. There it is. Knockout.
All I mean by this is Wing Attack might be exactly like a 45% damage move, and Ancient Power only did
Just one
51.
Pokemon remains. Oh, it's Umbreon. It's down to the last
I don't see how I
Pokemon
lose
now.
except for some really bad luck
The crowd's
here.
excitement is building from the
I'm gonna do
heated
something
battle.
really dumb. It has a big upside though.
No, the move
Dang.
failed.
If we got the Attract off, we were in a good position. Dang.
It
I was
increased
hoping they were
intimidation.
Flash or Sand Attack
A hot battle
instead of
starts
Double Team.
rolling.
And so the Attract would give us an advantage in the
What
1v1.
now? The hit lands right off.
Focus Energy.
It's getting primed for action.
Huh.
They're both hanging tough.
I'm gonna go Ursaring now.
Here comes a Pokemon.
This is the lowest evasion it's gonna have for the rest of the fight, and hitting one Hyper Beam
Oh, it's Ursaring.
basically guarantees my win, because Aerodactyl's taking no damage. And since Aerodactyl's taking no damage, it's gonna be hard for this Umbreon to whittle it away.
Impact will this
So at
Pokemon
-2, Hyper Beam is
have
gonna
on
get
the
it in
back?
range of one more Wing Attack, and then we win. It might even be in range now. Unfortunately, they were faster, which makes sense.
A furious attack. Yes, it's a hit.
I'm just happy to get that hit, because now I know it's in range of Wing Attack.
This showdown appears to be coming to an end.
Could try to find another move. What was down? Down was Roar, right? Roar's no good here.
It can't move. We're seeing the final act in this match.
But what if it's something cool?
What's this? That was a
I will admit
cleansing
something like
blow.
Fire Punch would be bad here.
The sunlight has turned hard.
Sunny Day's fine. I still have one more attack. Roar down, Sunny Day right.
From both competitors.
Objectively, if I have an attack up, my attack is more accurate than Hyper Beam,
A light
unless it's
hit.
something really dumb. Like, I can't even tell you. Fury Cutter?
There, fire.
Fire Punch, which it says is in
No, that
range.
didn't connect.
Fire Punch is more accurate, so let's do it.
The heated
Oh, it's
action
also in the
continues.
sun, so this is not even like a fake, like it's a damage roll. This is guaranteed a KO with the sun
What'll
boost.
it do? The hit lands
Just
right
need a
off.
fade. Every RNG.
Oh, it blitzed.
There's one of the RNGs.
It's a fierce
They also could
battle.
crit here. I'm also probably in range, just by default here.
There's the attack.
Okay.
A light tap.
Haven't been crit so far. Broke through.
Could this be it? Whoops.
Miss.
That missed. Are both Pokemon running
So we
out
get
of
KO'd
steam?
here. It's fine.
It's fight. That's it. Oh, it
Surely a
has no
full health
strength.
Aerodactyl can hit a singular
Each team has
wing
only
attack
one Pokemon left
against a
for
+3
battle.
Umbreon.
This Pokemon is rejoining the battle.
I simply
It's down
need
to the
to
last
lap,
Pokemon now. The sunlight has grown weaker.
then they get bapped.
Now one more. Oh, that's a miss.
Just a little flap, bap. I mean, the more turns you take to boost your evasion, the less likely you win,
Final act in this match.
because it gives me another turn to hit.
Will this decide it?
You can do it this way.
The last Pokemon goes
Every
down.
turn you waste to lower my chance of hitting you
Goes the battle.
simply gives me another free attack, right? No matter what the odds are of hitting, there's a clock, right? Ultimately, I need to hit once. The more evasive you get, the more inevitable the hit will be. You have to hope that +3 evasion would just be enough for you to hit 3 bites and 2 of them crit. Right? Anyway. First ring showed up, and it's not coming back out. Let's go ahead and be a little vulnerable to a grass type,
This is it. The final battle.
even though we have Ice Punch and Wing Attack. We'll just pick the same team we've picked the whole way. We'll Mirror Coat any other special attackers, and we'll Thunder the rest. Muck. That is something I cannot beat. My whole team cannot beat that. It is just Hyper Beam Ursaring that has a good matchup here. Let's find out if it's Sludge Bomb before we start switching.
What's the opening damage? Yes, it's a hit.
Glad to hit that. That tells me it's a 3 KO.
A sharp attack.
Our Sludge Bomb.
Hit. That was good.
We have a Water type I can't really win.
They're both
So let's
hanging
go with
tough.
Aerodactyl now.
Here comes the Pokemon Switch. Oh, it's Aerodactyl. What'll it do? Oh, it's
Sure.
poison.
Thanks.
How will this Pokemon Switch affect
If we get a
the flow of
boost,
battle?
I can 2 KO after a Thunder.
There's the attack. Hit.
Probably not,
That
though.
inflicted some damage.
Did say it was good damage, though.
What now? Ah, that didn't do much. It used Berry Juice to restore its HP. The white-hot battle continues.
I think it lives. I think Thunder did like 40%,
What's next? That's it.
and Ancient Power did like 30%. And the Berry Juice got it out of range.
What's this? The hit glanced right
Do the
off.
KO.
Oh, that was weak. Are both Pokemon running out of steam? Wing attack. Right.
So
That's
now
a
whatever they go
hit.
to, I just get to get a nice little chunky hit off. We don't really want to switch to Aerodactyl ever if we end up switching out here. But I'll switch out for any ground type, just about.
Oh, it's Snorlax.
Oh
The
dear.
opponent is weak.
That's
What
not
an
easy.
opportunity. There's a big HP
Yeah, that's not easy at all.
difference between the two combatants.
Since I think I'm Hardstone, let's go for Ancient Power.
Pokemon.
That makes sense that they would switch, bait the attack.
Oh, it's Omastar.
Yeah, this works for me.
Weak. Now's the time to attack. How's that? A light
It's
attack.
not gonna be easy, but it is winnable.
Additional damage in an already difficult situation.
So they don't want to switch into a Thunder.
Which Pokemon will
As long as we hit this
battle
Thunder,
now?
my odds are really good for winning.
The Pokemon emerges from its
I wish I knew what my
Pokeball.
right move was from Electrode. I think it's Swagger, right?
Pokemon remain on each side.
What was my other potential swagger user? I don't think it was anything else. I think I have swagger. Wow, they switch. Alright, this is really risky, but I think I have to swagger here. Golduck should be able to win the 1v1 against Omastar. He did hit. Let's think. I don't think Omastar can beat Golduck. Let's just hit the Thunder. This hit basically guarantees I win. That Hyper Beam basically guarantees I win. We have a full health Golduck that can 2-KO a 80% Omastar. We have a guaranteed turn here. It's just a question of if they have Bright Powder. I'm failing to see how we lose here. Oh, I didn't even show my team. I normally remember to show my team. I'll share it now. We at least see what these three were. The others weren't all that meaningful, for what it's worth. So. Surf. 2 Thunders and an Ancient Power should be enough.
What's this?
Oh wait, the Snorlax took no damage. I'm an idiot. This actually might not KO.
It can't move.
We didn't hit the hit that I thought I hit. So I am going to take a Hyper Beam here. Oh man, we could lose.
What'll it do?
Surf is not a KO currently. Dang. We need a dodge here. I think the only way I win here is with a crit now. I could go for a freeze, of course. Freeze is technically more likely than a crit. But I gotta go for the crit. Maybe I'm lucky and Ancient Power is not enough. But we are gonna have to fight this again. It's not gonna be pleasant. That poison, that muck, ugh. It's not easy. Not easy.
There it goes.
Sure. GG. I live? I live. No boost. Alright. Did I deal 20% with Ancient Power, and do I deal 40% with Surf? Announcer thinks so. Very, just an insanely close final fight. It's a shame we didn't lose, because now we don't get to learn what other moves I had. What other Pokemon had. It's a tough final fight. Snorlax and Muck make really good Pokemon when you don't have a Earthquake user. Alright, we got a kind of normal Rapidash. A little bit gray on the Golduck. Got blue Aerodactyl. Got a normal Ursaring. A normal Electrode for once, red instead of purple or pink. And a normal Gengar. Oh, Gengar can have coloration, but it's typically purple like that. Sometimes it's like navy, like dark blue. Second try, understandably so. So in case you were wondering, that's what it takes to be a master. You just gotta think. You gotta yap. You gotta hit him with the flat bat. The Umbreon. Can't clap back. If you like that, subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can also check out another video I've done, like that one. Until then, take care. Much love. Stay safe.